The Origin, a member of the Seven and the former ruler of the last reality, left a noble message for all of us. So if you guys remember, the Origin is a member of the Seven who helped us in the final battle against the Imagined Order in Fortnite Chapter 3 Season 2 Resistance and the Fortnite Marvel Zero War comic series. He also believed that the Paradigm was a traitor until he was proven wrong. And throughout the entire story of Chapter 3 Season 2 Resistance and the Fortnite Marvel Zero War comic series, none of us know anything about the Origin until we listened to his jam track. In his jam track called Origin's Anthem, we actually find out about the Origin's, origin. So it's revealed that the Origin was once known as the Keep King, who ruled over the last reality alongside with the Keep Queen. And he didn't realize that countless cubes had devoured countless realities in the Omniverse. After finding out the dark truth, the Origin left the last reality, having the Cube Queen to be in charge, which we all know what happened during the events of Chapter 2 Season 8 Cubed. So, after leaving his home reality, the Origin lost his powers. He was then cornered and captured by the Imagined Order, who tortured him for information about who he is and where he came from. But even though he was under pressure, the Origin never told the Imagined Order anything about himself or anything about the last reality. So, after that, of being tortured by the Imagined Order, the Origin was then rescued by the Seven, who welcomed him in their ranks, and the Origin vowed to save countless realities in the Omniverse from not only from the Imagined Order, but also from his home world, the last reality. Flash forward to Chapter 3 Season 4 Paradise, and the Origin was then captured by the Chrome from the Herald, who was sent by the last reality, alongside with the scientists and the original visitor, who were also captured by the Chrome from the Herald with the Origin. And throughout the entire story of Chapter 3 Season 4 Paradise and Chapter 4 Season 1 Oathbound, all of us thought that the Origin was then taken to the last reality, because according to an Amy fragment in Chapter 4 Season 1 Oathbound, we were told that they were being sculpted into the darkest ways imaginable, but it turns out we were wrong. Flash forward now to Chapter 7 Season 2 Showdown, and we had to decrypt a message from a holotable from the Origin's message in a secret standard weekly story quest. After activating the holotable and decrypting the message, according to Amy, we soon find out that the Origin is actually lost in the Chrome. That's right, the Origin is still alive, but he's just lost in the Chrome. This could also be something with the scientists in the original visitor. But we then hear the Origin's final message. He says that he doesn't want to watch another world die, and he knows that we're going to win this battle against the Imagined Order, and he told us that he will see us on the other side. The Visitor Reality Unknown then asks the Order if that's another fallen general. The Order then answers by saying that she can't do this without him, but she knows that we're going to win this battle against the Exalted Ice King and the Dark Voyager, that we still must prevent the Dark Voyager from piecing the 0 Point back together, somehow. After hearing this final message from the Origin, just like the Imagined, the Order will keep the Origin's final message in her mind. So, after listening to this noble message from the Origin, we now find out the truth of what really happened to the Origin, the scientists, and the original visitor. They are still alive. They're just lost in the Chrome. They were not being taken to the last reality in the first place, but we all thought they were. But it turns out they weren't. So we must find some way to save them when we get the chance. But first, we must deal with the Dark Voyager and the Exalted Ice King. So, now after realizing the truth about what really happened to the Origin during the events of Chapter 3 Season 4 Paradise, we now know that throughout the entire story of Chapter 3 Season 4, that all of us thought that the Seven, were fractured. 3 members were taken by the Herald when she used the Chrome. But turns out, we were mistaken. The Origin, the Scientists, and the original Visitor are still alive. Which also same applies to other people who have been taken by the Chrome as well. They were also lost in the Chrome. They were not being taken to the last reality as well, they're just also lost in the Chrome, quite similar to the Origin, the Scientist, and the original Visitor. So, yeah, that was it. That's what really happened to the Origin. After now realizing the truth from the Origin's noble message to all of us from the Holo Table, we now see that not only the Order must keep this message from the back of our mind, quite similar to the Imagine's final message, which took place during the events of Chapter 3 Season 2 Resistance, which means that the Origin's final message also took place during the events of Chapter 3 Season 2 Resistance. We must continue our battle against the Dark Voyager and the Exalted Ice King. And we must find a way to stop them. So with that said, thank you all so much for watching this video. Comment down below what your favorite things to do with Fortnite, creativity, buying players, Fortnite Ballistic, Fortnite Reload, the arrival of Fortnite Chapter 1 Season 8 OG. Comment down below what your favorite moments to do in Chapter 7 Season 2 Showdown. Subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss any videos from me. And don't forget to comment down below what Fortnite theories you want to discuss and debunk, and I'll gladly make videos about them. And I'll see all of you in the next video. Bye!